Hello there, my name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron, and this is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. You know, we've all heard that old saying that time flies when you're having fun, and you know what? It's actually true. It was just about 5 years ago that my wife and I took our first flight in a Cirrus SR22 Turbo, and that was the start of our Cirrus life. And what a life it's been. And along the way, we've had a chance to go to some amazing places, see some amazing sights, and more importantly, to meet some amazing people. Today I'm going to introduce you to, and we're going to go flying with a couple of my favorite people that I've met along the way. The one and only Waterloo and Sarah Talucci. Now, Sarah and Al are not only fun to hang out with, they're both actually terrific pilots. Both of them are CFIs, and both of them are alumni of Cirrus Aircraft who used to work in their sales department and who've now ventured out on their own. They were here in LA for some business, but I managed to talk them into taking the day off and going flying. Our plan was to fly up to Monterey, California and have lunch at the famous Pebble Beach tap room, but somewhere along the way I realized that they were having the AT&T Golf Classic, so we had to change our plan and we decided to fly to Paso Robles instead. Now, for me, it's always fun to fly with other pilots, and particularly true if they're Cirrus pilots, and today was no different. When we started, it was a cool and rather breezy day here in Santa Monica, California, and once we got up in the air, it was eerily quiet for LAX Bravo airspace. But in the end, it turned out to be a perfect backdrop for a wonderful day of flying, a chance to learn a few new tricks, and a chance to share some stories about flying. Today's video is part one of our day of flying. I'll post part two in a couple of days. Sarah doesn't take up much room, so we got room for one more in the back. Come along for the ride.
And now we're ready to go. We're going to swing back around 3009. We got 3000 set. 5 mixture boost. Okay, let's do this. Santa Monica Tower, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, holding short runway 3 at Alpha 1.
November 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Santa Monica Tower, runway 3, clear for takeoff, wind 010 at 11, gust 20.
Runway 3, clear for takeoff, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. And nobody on the right. Okay, gust from the left here, let's give it a go. All right, 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4. All right, flaps 90, 21. Flaps available, there's our 6-9.
Crystal clear today. This is good.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something about California. When it gets crystal clear, almost guaranteed to be bumpy and windy.
Bumpy and windy.
Yeah, okay, so let's go. Flight plan, let's go direct. Enter, enter. There we go. All right, beautiful day in California.
Yeah, it is.
Go heading mode right now. We'll just take a little leisurely trip up the coast here.
Love it.
Number 8 Foxtrot Sierra, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Now, SoCal approach, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, 3000 for 4,500.
768 Foxtrot Sierra, squawk 5721.
5721, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Go put her on autopilot while he takes care of business here. Okay, we're direct Ventura, we're going to 45. Manifold pressure, let's pull her back a little bit. Switch our tanks.
768 Foxtrot Sierra, you're ready to contact 5 to the west of the Santa Monica VOR at 4,000. You are cleared to Monterey via direct to Ventura, San Marcos, Victor 25, wiggle direct, climb and maintain 7,000.
Okay, we're cleared to Monterey, direct Ventura, then San Marcos, Victor 25, then wiggle, then direct, climb 7,000, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Let's go flight level change, let's go 120-ish. Did I get that right, Mr. Al?
You got it.
Are you both CFIs, correct?
Yeah.
Here's how you can tell it's windy. You see those white caps out there on the ocean? That's not good. Just direct Ventura, enter, enter, and nav. Okay. Kind of quiet here today.
It really is.
So I feel honored to have two Cirrus luminaries in the plane with me here today.
We're total fanboying right now.
8 Foxtrot Sierra, climb and maintain 8,000.
I maintain 8,000, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. Honest to God, I've never heard it this quiet in my life out here. This is kind of almost spooky.
8 Foxtrot Sierra, climb and maintain 10,000.
I maintain 10,000, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Notice how he keeps waiting till we hit the altitude,
Yeah.
and then I gotta go reset. Let's keep going. We're still in full power mode here.
Do the two-step up here.
November 768 Foxtrot Sierra, contact LA Center 135.5.
1355, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you.
Yep.
35, 5. So first,
19.05.
back. Gotta speed up. Let's pull her back to 30.5 now. We're at 88, folks, and then we're
LA
gonna
Center 32 5,900, climbing 8,500.
2 should get me 75% in it. Okay, now we shall talk to our friends there. LA Center, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level 10, 10,000.
November 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Los Angeles Center, good afternoon. The Oxnard altimeter 3010.
Good afternoon to you, 3010 for Oxnard, Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. We got a 44 knot wind going this way. Hello, Federal.
That's
Yeah, you can see it off the ocean. Like when you look down at the coast
Yeah.
right there. Does your wife like flying with you?
She did love flying at first. She learned to love it. In fact, the day I told her we were going for a demo flight in the Cirrus, she was not that hot to trot about. So I'm meeting Ken Goebel in Santa Monica. I'm sitting in his office. But she quickly proceeds to tell Ken that she doesn't have much time and that how long is this going to take? And Ken, in his inimitable soft touch way, says, oh no, we'll be fine. We're just flying up to Santa Barbara. Anyway, we took the flight. We came home knowing how many of her friends we were checking out her Facebook page all the time. I posted a picture of us in the plane in what would become the first of thousands of pictures of me and Franny standing in front of our plane somewhere in the world. And of course, her friends all thought she was the coolest person on the planet. And then she slowly but surely, loved it. She's been the adventurous one. She's the one that wanted to fly to the Bahamas. She's the one that wanted to fly to Jacksonville. She's the one that wanted to fly to Mexico.
Direct wiggle.
Direct wiggle, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. You love that, direct wiggle.
Is that Red Bear?
Oh,
That is, thank you.
he's famous. That's so cute.
fanboying
That's-
over here.
I want to go direct, enter, wiggle.
So you had a plane before the Cirrus, though. Did she ever fly with you in that plane, or?
She did, and I knew I'd have to overcome my wife's resistance. So I thought I would mitigate that somewhat, and I reserved 768 Foxtrot Romeo, which is our collective birthdays in Foxtrot Romeo for Franny and Ren. Even though that was my first plane, I was aware of Cirrus. So that very first plane had a parachute. That's kind of how I sold it to my wife as well. And had the blue button level, which I thought, okay, I'm going to need that if it all goes sideways. Started with a G3X digital screen, and then had a bunch of steam gauges. By the time I sold it, all those steam gauges were gone. They were all by little digital stuff. And I used to have a picture of the Cirrus Gen 6 cockpit on my desk drawer, and I kept thinking, I'm going to make this into it. One of our friends, Liz DeStefani, said to me, see, if you turn your Sling 4 into a poor man's Cirrus, you should get a Cirrus. I said I should, and I did. Started flying with me a little bit. We had one of our first crazy flights right here on a day just like this, Al, where we came out. My wife goes, oh, God, you can see forever. And the short version of that is we got out over Oxnard, turned back. It was 60-mile-an-hour crosswinds over Malibu. It was the most gnarly flight ever, and all I could see out of the corner of my eyes, my wife texting her friends, I figured, last goodbyes. We had a parachute in that little sling. All I could think is, if I pull this parachute now, we're going to be in Catalina because the wind was blowing so hard. So anyway, she came around to it, and on our very first cross-country trip together, we decided to go to Sedona, and it was probably a week after I'd ordered, or shortly after we ordered our Cirrus, and that flight ended with an emergency landing in Flagstaff, engine smoking, fire engines chasing us down the runway, and thankfully it was not as bad as I thought, but it started with smoke in the cockpit. And to my wife's credit, she was cool as a cucumber. Her only words were, just fly the plane, Steve. I actually came back from that trip and canceled my Cirrus order because I just thought it was God talking to me. My wife, that happened on a Tuesday. My wife and I flew again on Sunday. And I called Ken back a week later, and just said, have you sold the plane yet? He goes, no, I haven't sold it yet. And I said, okay. And I'd ordered a non-turbo, and my wife at some point during the week said, okay, if we're going to fly together, I don't want to be up in that Cirrus with you and you decide you need a turbo. Stop being cheap. And tell them you want to keep the plane and you want a turbo. That was my wife.
That's awesome.
What do you think her most monumental, her favorite trip has been?
She's had a bunch of, but I know the one that she really enjoyed was we flew to Nantucket with her bestie. We flew to Long Island and we went back to Sedona again. She enjoyed that. We didn't have any drama on that one. We had a chance to fly down the Hudson River, which she
awesome.
loved that. You
Nice.
know.
Did you circle the Statue of Liberty?
We did, and I didn't hit it.
Number 8 Foxtrot Sierra, contact Los Angeles Center, 119.05.
119.05, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. 05, let me take care of a little business here. Los Angeles Center, Cirrus 768, Foxtrot Sierra, level 10, 10,000.
Number 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Los Angeles Center, good afternoon. The Santa Barbara Altimeter 3013.
3013 for Santa Barbara, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. So nice, I can actually see you in the back seat. Yeah.
And how did you get into aviation? How'd you start flying?
I was, stage story, I'm watching the Golf Channel one day on a Saturday. They had a special about Arnold Palmer, the golfer. Most people know Arnold was a great golfer. A lot of folks don't know that he was also a big-time pilot. And anyway, during the course of this documentary, one of his buddies is talking about his love for flying. And he said, you know, the plane was great for Arnold's business and all of that. He said, but the real reason Arnold Palmer loved flying is that it was his great escape from thinking too much about golf, what could have, should have happened, and so forth. Comment was when Arnold Palmer, the pilot, sat in that left seat, Arnold Palmer, the golfer, went in the back seat. And at that moment, I'd retired from managing Incubus, and I've been playing golf every day. So I'm watching this thing on the Golf Channel, and that comment about that he needed to kind of take up that space in his head kind of resonated with me. So as I was sitting there, I pulled up my laptop, which I always have in my den, and typed in flight schools Los Angeles, and came up Santa Monica Flyers. And so just spontaneously, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go take an introductory flight lesson. So I booked it. The next morning, I went out and played golf with, you know, my gang of guys, and instead of going and having a beer with the guys after the round, they go, where are you going? I said, I'm going to go take an introductory flight lesson. And one of my buddies, a wise guy, goes, what, are you trying to kill yourself? And I remember telling him, no, I'm actually just trying to remind myself I'm still alive here. And so I went out and took my first flight lesson.
210,
yeah. LA Center, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level 10,000. I'd like to cancel my IFR.
Number 768 Foxtrot Sierra, cancellation of IFR received. Thank you. Remain your present code for VFR flight following.
IFR canceled. Remain at stay with you on this beacon code. Let's let me take care of a little business here. Frequencies here. Okay. ASOS. I will put that in standby. Active com. And Unicom. And by 3, and we got those, and we'll start monitoring. Possible here. Back, enter. Now we got 60 miles. Okay, so let's set a little offset here. Let's go 3 miles in front of that. 600 feet there, so let's make that 2500. 2500. Sure. Okay, now we got top of descent 8 minutes. We'll put our ENAV in there.
Always had that drive to be better. I think pilots have that drive to be better. What's one way that you try to be better every day you fly?
By going out and doing it. It's funny you should mention that, because when I first got my Cirrus, I can say it now, but when I got that plane, I did my 3-day transitioning with the infamous Ed Kenobi Ed Waters. And so when we were flying back from Pinehurst to drop my wife off in Knoxville so she could take a commercial flight home, my very first landing at Tyson McGee, I'll just say, was well off the center line, and my wife swears we were a foot off the ground when I decided to go around, and I did, and it was just a calamity, frankly, but it was my reminder right then, all kidding aside, that I had much more plane than pilot in my mind, and I freaking knew it. There's a lot of people out there that can afford $1 million for a plane, but the one thing money won't buy you is experience. You can think about it, you can chair fly, but once you're up in the plane, it's not like flying the chair. Shit happens. So I was on a mission very quickly to even up the pilot with the plane. So I would spend countless hours with my generator on the ground at Santa Monica. And I made it a point to get comfortable with all these avionics here. And I know how important it is to make sure you keep your stuff together. So I'm constantly flying IFR. I've got a sim at home. So yeah, I just try to fly a lot. Those cross-country trips I made with my wife, those were the real test. Never been here before. You've been flying for 2.5 hours, and it doesn't feel familiar. Now what are you going to do?
That your YouTube community helps that too, like holds you accountable, or like when you post things, you're just kind of opening yourself up to the world. So do you think about that when you're flying, of like other people are going to see this?
I was actually more concerned that some FAA guy would see it and take my license away. Go, how does this guy get up in the air?
Yeah.
But what's been interesting about it is the very first video I posted on YouTube was my last flight in my Sling 4 coming back from Lake Tahoe. Right? And I left out the part where I got a little teary-eyed when I had to leave it in Torrance, right? But there was a guy who was posting videos, a guy named Stephen Drury, who posted a video about how everybody posts the perfect flight. And when you're editing, you can make it look like you're the greatest pilot in the world. And so I thought, well, that's not it. Those early videos, it was me posting a lot of mistakes. So the YouTube community has been really interesting because I think I'm their proxy. It'll make it easier for them to go, you know what? I got more plane than pilot. It was easier to write the check than actually learn. And so for all those people that might be watching today, I'll just remind them, you can't buy experience. You got to go out and fly.
But I think that's really cool. You've got great airplane, a great following. You've become a YouTube celebrity. So is the plane. Like it's pretty cool.
It's fun when I get guys saying you've inspired me. I know what they're saying. They're really saying if that old guy can do it, so can I. When we were doing our U.S. trip, at least 3 or 4 people came up to us on the ramp. It was nice getting some emails or comments from like real pilots that were like F-18 pilots that go, I really like how disciplined you are with the checklist here. And those were the moments where I thought, so like a real pilot?
Yeah.
Thinks that I'm a good pilot? That was like having Tiger Woods go up and go, dude, nice shot, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's do a little weather here just to make sure we...
Paso Robles Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation 2040 Zulu. Wind variable at 03. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 12 Celsius. Dew point 02 Celsius. Altimeter 3017. Remarks. Density altitude 500.
Visual for 3-1. CFI question. You're coming into an airport looking right at 3-1. All we got to do is land straight. Would you go circle around, go into the pattern, or just tell them you're on a 4-mile final? What's the proper way of doing that?
The technical way is to enter the pattern at a 45-degree angle on the downwind and all that. But the way that on a day like today, it's very quiet, nobody's out here, and
we'll start monitoring CTAP. Okay, we're picking up the VNAV, folks.
If you want to sound like you're not the guy that's barnstorming into the pattern, and I'll just say, hey, I'm 5 miles in for a straight in practice approach on 3-1 full stop landing.
I'm gonna let you do that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do too.
So otherwise, then we would go circle out this way, come back around, and then just do left, which we could do that. But, okay, let's go down here. We're going to 2,500, Steve. You got it?
Paso, Cirrus 24 Mike, turning final 19.
I was in 23 seconds. Okay. Make sure we get all that. I didn't go through my checklist and all that shit with you guys here. Okay, not required altimeter set, 3-1 landing light. Torpedo, he's not required anymore. Mixture, we've got
1,500, 1,900, coming in from the northeast. I'm going to be doing some left traffic. So, Cirrus 24 Mike, 19.
Because everybody's landing on 19, so if we go 19, we come back around this way.
24 Charlie Mike.
All right, let's just go set this up then for 19. Here, approach, visual 19. Go to that straight one here. All right, so now we got this way. We would go this way and then back around this way, right?
Yes.
All right. Now I'll tell you one thing. Flying IFR, when I don't fly VFR very often anymore because I've gotten lazy. You got to think more when it's VFR.
There's a moment though. There's a plateau that happens as soon as you like get your instrument rating. You're like, this is great. Why would I fly VFR anywhere when the IFR is much safer? They line you up with the runway. It's always great. But then you become an old and crusty pilot, and then you're just like, I don't want to talk to anybody. And you just go Mach 1200 VFR, low level.
That's not.
I don't think I ever hit that point, Al.
I'm not that guy. I like talking.
I love ATC.
So now I just go straight here, make a left. Okay.
We're on a textbook 45 to the left downwind.
So should I enter it now that we're 10 miles away? Is it too early to start talking to these guys?
I would.
Paso Robles traffic, Silver Cirrus at 3,800 heading northwest. We're going to enter 45 for left traffic to 19. Paso Robles traffic. Correct procedure there?
Yeah.
You got it. You're killing it.
All right.
Ed would be proud.
Paso Robles traffic, swing 6215 Delta, Jet's going to take Echo to Charlie to the run up for 19.
Turn 3 miles here. Yeah, 839 here, so 1839 is going to be our pattern.
Vertical track.
Up on a fine now. Paso Robles traffic, Silver Cirrus, 5 miles over, about to enter the 45 for left downwind for 19. Paso Robles traffic.
Paso Robles traffic, Comanche 23 Papa, left crosswind 19, Paso Robles.
I love this too, about where you can just kind of visually square everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
The visual approach and all that stuff.
Probably give that guy a call that you're on the left downwind so he doesn't run you over.
Paso Robles traffic, Silver Cirrus entering the left downwind at 2,300 for 19.
Paso Robles traffic, swing 6215 Delta on Charlie, going to take Alpha to the run up for 19. Paso Robles.
Traffic, 696 Papa, coming up the miles out. He's going to be entering the left traffic. We're not 19 on the 45. Paso Robles traffic.
So he's behind us now? Okay, so there it is right there. So let's get a little distance away from here. So they're all behind us, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all good.
They're kind of close to each other, though.
Yeah, the sling and
Jeez.
the Comanche duking it out.
Yeah, let's put some flaps in here. Slow this baby down. Paso Robles traffic, Silver Cirrus turning left base for 19.
Traffic, 696 Papa.
This, I just think another one, the visual approach, that's money. Just be able to kind of get an idea.
That feature sold a lot of airplanes.
It should. Paso Robles traffic, Silver Cirrus turning final for 19.
Left downwind for 19, Paso Robles traffic.
Okay, make sure all good. Everybody's seatbelts are on. Okay, we got 800 feet is the runway. We're all good. Paso Robles traffic, Silver Cirrus on 3 mile final for 19.
We're semi downwind and left you land for Paso Robles traffic.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
That would be a bad ending to the day, but for both of us.
Yeah, he should see us. We're right here.
We got the wind a little bit at our back here, but that's not bad.
I want to thank you for joining us on today's flight. If you like what you see, I hope you'll click that thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to watch part 2. My name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron, and this is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel.
Altitude.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
All right, put it right on the paint there. It'll look fairway.
Looking beautiful.
Paso Robles traffic, Silver Cirrus clear active runway heading to the terminal. Okay, where are we here? We're going on Alpha.
All right.
You guys hungry at all?
Yeah.
Maybe we go grab a little lunch.
Okay.
The 19er diner.
One-niner diner. This is actually a pretty good little place here.